Okay, hello. Um, Sorry about the setup. I didn't want to carry the tripod, and I thought these are a little bit nicer when they're improvised. You know what I mean? As for this, if you don't like it, it's your problem. Sorted. Confession. Confession is a rough draft of something that will hopefully be much greater in a soon to come time period, because we turned up to the university and basically reception said no actors, anybody who doesn't come to the university can't come in. And I was like, no actors? Okay, we'll film in the flat, I'll just pick up the equipment. Didn't have permission to take the equipment out. I'd gone through the booking system. I'd done everything right. It's just while we weren't back on the course, we had to ask permission a week in advance from the teacher. I asked for permission a week and 4 days in advance and still didn't get the permission. So we had to use my handheld camera, and I didn't have a mic, so the audio is terrible. As is the visuals. The lighting, we had no lighting, we used a lamp. Didn't look great. The living room, however, seems to be a nicer fit for what we were trying to do, and the actors were very good. There was a bit at the beginning, which is probably the only bit anyone watched, where one guy hits another guy in the side of the head with a gun, and he falls and he hits his head, and then it cuts and he's on the floor. Nice little sequence. That was improvised by Tom and Chris, the actors. I did think it was a valuable scene. It added a bit more context to the thing, like, the narrative. Obviously, one of the big changes that you don't know about from script to screen is that I decided partway through the gun that's been there the entire time should be fake. It was going to be more of a tense climactic scene where the gunman gives the soldier the gun and he's about to shoot the guy, and he decides not to, and then he tells the other guy to shoot him, and as the other guy goes to shoot him, I think in the script he laughs and he watches as the soldier just goes. What I thought might be a little bit of a better idea is if the gun was fake the whole time, and that this gunman essentially outsmarted the greatest soldier alive, and got him to poison himself by distracting him with the gun. And it was a toy gun. He just pops a bit out, and then the soldier realizes too late that this whole time he's been poisoned. Now, I do like perspective. So who the gunman is, that's entirely up to you. What the gunman's doing, entirely up to you. I can think of 5 possibilities. I'm not going to list them because people just go with the first one I say. Sorry about the noise, there's people upstairs. Okay. So the cinematography, I did try. I think the cinematography was okay, but the camera quality was terrible. Where was I up to in the conversation? Okay, confession is a lot about the things we do that we think we're justified in doing, but then we feel like we did wrong, like we did something bad that we shouldn't have done. The soldier obviously regrets fighting and killing children. That's the main thing that gets him. He essentially kills himself kind of by accident, even though he knew he was going to die if he did nothing, and he did nothing. Up to you. Because of the children. The gunman is a mystery. The gunman claims to have hunted down all 30 surviving members of this group. Usually, you could say using this method he has of the toy gun and the poison pills. Something in my head that I really, really like is this concept of deception illusion. So these 30 would go in, they would destabilize the nuclear reactors and cripple countries without that blame being put onto whoever they were fighting for. It would just be, oh look, another accident, oh my god, and that kind of deception fits well with the gun theme, that the gun is fake. You know, I'll let you think about it. Really, because it's a rough draft, I don't want to talk about it too much, but the theme of the human conscience is in there. How much can someone take before they break, you know? And this guy took a lot, you know, and then it was the children, it was the youth, it was a symbol of innocence that destroyed him. And to think about it, 16 was when the guy started fighting, so you could argue that this guy kind of really suffered. He was basically a child soldier. They made him kill people on his side, which is a rough day. I haven't had enough water today, sorry, so my voice might be a little bit crackly. Okay. I'm working on a reshoot. I'm going to try and do it soon. Tom wants us to just reshoot the audio, but I can tell that the camera quality is just a no-no. It's absolutely horrendous. I think I made a bad impression on the other actor, Chris, because it's like, you know, he turned up, I had no camera, I had no location. Anyway, point being, this film was a lot about competition, the Spartan-esque techniques of Project Spectre. Is a lot like this kind of somber competitiveness between the gunman and the soldier about who is better, who is stronger. You know, the gunman's not a good guy, I would say. People upstairs. Gunman might be evil, might be quite a bad guy. Again, it's up to you to interpret. Why is he doing this? Why is he recording it? Who's he fighting for? Is he hired? Does he belong to some sort of agency? Does he belong to the project? What does he belong to? Memory factors into it again because of perception. So you've got an unreliable character who is reflecting on a life that 5 minutes ago he couldn't remember. So the details might be wrong. It's obviously going to be hard for you to tell. The ultimate theme is redemption through death, but not just regret, not just death, but regret as well. I like to think we captured the regret that the soldier had. I mean, one of the last words I think he had was, "God, not the children, not the children." You know, we tried very, very hard. Not hard enough in my case because no equipment. The next film should be a 1 minute rough cut about fear, trauma, anxiety. It's, I would say fear, but it's interpretable, based on a true event. If it's not that, then my updates are kind of stupid. I've got to do one of these for silly hands as well. I forgot. Oh, silly hands. Anyway, this should be enough. You know, I doubt many people watched the actual video. I doubt many people want to watch this. Basically, a tip to a filmmaker starting out would be, you should really, really, really try to get good equipment. Because if you have bad equipment, it won't look like this now. This was me doing the minimum amount of toiling with the camera to get good settings. You probably saw what the actual film was like. It was very, very bad. Quality, at least. But it was an interesting project to work on. The last thing I'm going to mention is time. Because... someone in the corridor. Is time. Because... the first line the gunman says is, in 3 minutes you will be dead. Now, I don't know whether you see it on the clock or not. I did try to put it in there. But about 5 minutes passes that we see. Now, the idea I was going for with the film being a lot longer than the guy says is because I thought this would probably be the longest 3 minutes of this guy's life. Right? And the gunman honestly couldn't say how many of the pills he was going to take at what rate, so he didn't know when exactly he was going to die. 3 minutes is more of a kind of empty threat. But I love this moment of, do it. It's a toy. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed the film. I shall make an effort to make much, much better ones in future. And, you know, keep it real. I don't expect you to do anything really. Most YouTubers close with all this stuff about subscribing and liking, but, you know, you watched the videos. That's enough for me. Okay, anyway, goodbye. And await the next few projects. I promise they'll be better. You know, everything's a learning curve at this stage.